Okay, dear students, now come to question number 12. Now, question number 12 says what? A block of mass m starts slipping from top of inclined plane at B and comes to lowest point A of the inclined plane. If BC is equal to 2AC and friction coefficient of part AC is mu, that is equal to k tan theta, then find the value of k. Now here you have to find the value of k, and now the figure given through this is this one. This is the inclined plane which is inclined at an angle theta, and here is two part, AC and BC. This BC part is smooth. It is given in the question that BC is smooth but CA is rough. ये rough है, ये portion जो है वो rough है, okay? And this portion is 3L. A to B is 3L, then obviously B to this point, suppose this is D, then this must be 3L sin theta. It is okay, okay? And it is starting from this point and comes to rest at this point. Is this okay? So in this question we have to find what is the friction coefficient at AC, यानी कि mu. इस बॉक्स, ये जो बॉक्स जो m मास का है, इसके और इस सरफेस के बीच में mu कितना है, that we have to find, okay? So no problem. Solution. So if you see, there is two portion. This is theta. This is AC. AC. Suppose at first and this portion is B. At first this is at this position, and it is at rest. So U is equal to 0 here. After that, when it comes to this position. When it comes to this position, you can see here, when it comes to this position, it is again at rest. So here also V is equal to 0. Okay, so this is A, this is B, this point is C, like this. ठीक है? So ये यहाँ से यहाँ आ गया. You can see the figure, two figure from here to here. And at initial position also velocity is 0, and extreme position also velocity is 0. Okay. So just I am drawing in one figure, just I had made to understand you. So suppose this mass is here now. Okay, I am just explaining through one figure. Now it is understood. So I am just explaining through one figure. U is equal to 0 and here V is equal to 0. Okay. Now here you have to just apply the concept of what? You have to apply the concept of work energy theorem. Okay. If anyone knows work energy theorem, this question hardly takes you 30 seconds. Okay, so see work energy theorem. What work energy theorem says? Work energy theorem, that is work done by non-conservative force plus work done by external force plus work done by conservative force is change in kinetic energy. Now suppose this position is 1 or this position is 2, suppose, or A or B, you can take anything. So from 1 to 2, if you see, there is not any external force, so this is 0. Work done by non-conservative force, is there friction available? Answer is yes, friction is available for this part. Okay, this cannot be 0. Is there any conservative force? Answer is yes, there is mg, and mg is conservative force. Yes, so work done by conservative force is there? Answer is yes. This is 3L sin theta and this is 3L. Okay, anyway, so now at initial position it is 0, speed is 0, and at final position speed is 0. Then you can conclude from this position that change in kinetic energy is also 0. Okay, so here we have only two work done by non-conservative forces plus work done by conservative forces, isn't it? So I think this is clear to you. Okay, so now, so you can see when it comes from here to here, what is the non-conservative forces? The non-conservative forces is only this point, only these things, only this, बस यहीं तक ये आया है. And now what is this portion? Suppose this is x, suppose this is x, then you can conclude, here it is given BC is equal to 2AC, then you can see AC plus BC is equal to AB. Okay, and suppose if it is AC is x and BC is twice of AC, that is 2x, that is equal to 3L. So you can see x is equal to L and 2x is equal to 2L. So this must be L. This must be what? L. Isn't it? Okay, so now what is work done by non-conservative forces? So you can see, my dear student, non-conservative force of work is only from here to here. So if you just resolve forces on this mass, you will get like this. If you resolve the forces, this is mg, this is n, and this is friction. Okay, this is this is mg cos theta, and this is mg, this is mg, this is mg, this is mg. Okay, so friction is in this direction, it is coming along the CA here to here. ठीक है, तो ये फ्रिक्शन उधर लग रहा है और जा इधर रहा है, दैट मीन्स इट इज इन माइनस. और आपको पता भी है कि वर्क डन बाय फ्रिक्शन इज ऑलवेज नेगेटिव, सो इट इज माइनस एफ इंटू एल, माइनस एफ इंटू एल. नाउ व्हाट इज वर्क डन बाय कंजर्वेटिव फोर्सेस? तो कंजर्वेटिव फोर्सेस के लिए तो वो यहाँ से यहाँ तक आया है, ऑल्दो ये गया यहाँ से यहाँ तक है, बट मेरे लिए तो ये परपेंडिकुलर हाइट ही ज़रूरी है. ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स के लिए डिस्प्लेसमेंट बिटवीन टू पॉइंट इज नेसेसरी, जैसा कि आपको पता है. ये from this point to this point, what is the distance? So you can see it is 3L sin theta. So now what is and mg is in this direction, it is going downward, means mg is in downward direction, and 3L sin theta is also in downward direction. So it is mg 3L sin theta. Okay, that is equal to 0. Now what is friction? Friction is mu times n, mu times n, and n you can conclude that n is equal to nothing but mg cos theta. ये सारी बातें आपको पता है. So n is equal to mg cos theta into L plus mg into 3L sin theta, isn't it? So you can see, my dear student, mg is getting cancelled, L is getting cancelled. Okay, now you can see here, if you rearrange the relation, it would be 3 sin theta is equal to mu cos theta, which implies mu is equal to, if you send cos theta to here, it would be 3 tan theta. Okay, now you can have the value of k, that is 3. Okay, so this is the relation. So option is this one. This is correct option. Okay, so in this way you have to find the value. Now what students should think, that work energy theorem, it is the basic concept, of work energy power. This is the sole theorem from which so many questions are getting solved. Okay, so if you remember these things and you have a concept of each of the work done, means work done by each of the forces, means conservative forces, external forces, non-conservative forces, then you can solve this question very easily, and this question is very easy. Write it down. Okay, so now if we talk about the difficulty level of this problem, I'll give it number 3. If I am talking about difficulty level of this problem, this is 3. Okay, and time for average student, it is not more than 100 seconds. But if you know these things clearly, see, if anyone knows excellently work energy theorem and he or she has the excellent knowledge of the work done by each of the forces, he or she may solve this in within 20 seconds, you can see, or you can say less than 30 seconds. 30 seconds is enough. So you can see how it can be solved. N is mg cos theta, it is okay, mu mg cos theta into ये तो गया L और प्लस mg नीचे की तरफ है, तो mg 3L sin theta, and change in kinetic energy is 0 here. So here it is mg cancel, L cancel, और देख के ही बता सकते हैं कि अच्छा हाँ इधर कर देंगे तो so mu is equal to 3 tan theta. Okay, and answer is K. So less than 30 seconds you can think about it if a student has a great knowledge of work energy theorem. Okay, but for an average student you may take about 100 seconds. Okay, so solve it. Now proceeding for the next question, student. Now my dear student, come to question number 13. If you see question number 13, it is find the minimum value of f applied perpendicularly to the line OP, okay, where O is the center of the ball of mass and radius r required to lift the ball A, where A is less than r. I am just here figure is given, you can see. Now this is a ball जिसका मास m है, ठीक है, एंड वी हैड अप्लाइड अ फोर्स f और यहाँ पे एक ऐसा फ्लोर है, सपोज लाइक दिस, इट इज गिवन इन द फिगर. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द फोर्स, मिनिमम फोर्स रिक्वायर्ड सो दैट ये लिफ्ट कर जाए इसके ऊपर, मतलब ये इसके ऊपर चढ़ जाए, मिनिमम फोर्स कि वो चढ़ना स्टार्ट हो जाए, ये ऐसे स्टार्ट हो जाए, ठीक है. सो वो मिनिमम फोर्स की आवश्यकता है यहाँ पे. स्टूडेंट दिस क्वेश्चन इज अगेन अ वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. ओके, मेरी वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन का मतलब ये नहीं कि बनने वाला नहीं है, वो बनेगा, ऐसा बात नहीं है कि नहीं बनेगा, बट दैट नीड सम कंसेप्ट. नाउ दिस प्रॉब्लम इज फ्रॉम रोटेशन. ओके, सो सी व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, what we have to do. So see, now you have to just think what, कि जब ये चढ़ने से पहले जस्ट चढ़ने से पहले ये इसको टच है, और जस्ट जब ये चढ़ना शुरू हुआ तो यहां से वो कांटेक्ट छोड़ देगा. I am just talking about that particular second. In limiting condition I am saying at that particular second in the time जिसके थोड़ा सा पहले, यानी कि अगर 2 सेकंड में ये उठने वाला है तो 1.99 सेकंड में ये टच है और 2.00001 सेकंड में ये उठ गया, ठीक है. तो इन दैट सेकंड तो 1.99 वाला लेके चले या 2.001 वाला लेके चले, तो आंसर है सर फायदा तो 2.001 लेके चलने में है. क्यों, फायदा क्या है? फायदा ये है कि सर अगर कांटेक्ट छूट गया तो एक कांटेक्ट फोर्स हमको नहीं लेना पड़ेगा. आंसर है हाँ, बात तो बिल्कुल सही बोली आपने. तो हमको कौन सा वाला लेना है? टच वाला. ये छोड़ दिया, जब ये छोड़ दिया तब का समय लेना है, तब का केस लेना है, या जब ये टच है तब का केस लेना है? तो आंसर है जब छोड़ दिया तब का केस लेना है. तो तब क्या क्या होगा? तो आंसर है देखिए. सो यू कैन सी हियर, okay, suppose this is force F and this is point P. Okay, this is A. Now and this is perpendicular, it is given in the question, and here it is mg, and whenever it loses the contact, like this, I am just showing here contact is removed, then there is not any contact force at this point, so leave it. So how many forces at this point? We have this forces and we have this forces, and again जहाँ पे ये कांटेक्ट हो रहा है वहाँ पे भी फोर्सेस आएगा लाइक दिस, ठीक है. सो ये इसको कांटेक्ट फोर्स देगा, फिर ये इसको कांटेक्ट फोर्स देगा. बट हमको क्या दिमाग लगाना चाहिए इस क्वेश्चन में? ऐसे दिमाग लगाना है, सपोज इफ दिस इज पॉइंट P, अगर हम इसी के अबाउट टॉर्क ले ले, अगर हम इसी के अबाउट टॉर्क ले ले, तो मेरा इस कांटेक्ट फोर्स का भी टॉर्क तो जीरो हो जाएगा ना, बिकॉज ये तो उसी के अलोंग है, यानी कि जिस पॉइंट पे अगर फोर्स लगता है तो उसी पॉइंट के अबाउट उसका टॉर्क क्या होता है? जीरो. ये तो हम लोग बचपन में पढ़ चुके हैं रोटेशन में. तो आंसर है हाँ, बात तो सही है सर. तो टेक द टॉर्क अबाउट दिस पॉइंट. ओके, सो इफ यू टेक द टॉर्क अबाउट दिस पॉइंट, देन यू नीड, इफ दिस इज mg, इफ यू सी, इफ दिस इज mg, और अगर हमको टॉर्क इसके अबाउट लेके चलना है तो इसके अबाउट इस mg, दिस इज mg, व्हाट इज द परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस ऑफ mg फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट? सो दिस वन, this one. Okay, now what is this distance? So if you see, my dear student, if you can see that this is r, now what is this distance? So this distance is basically nothing but, if यहाँ से लेकर यहाँ तक का डिस्टेंस अगर r है और उसमें से अगर a घटा दिया जाए तो वही तो ये डिस्टेंस है. दिस इज r माइनस a. Is this okay? Now what is this distance? Suppose if it is O, if it is A, okay, I think the figure is clear to you. Okay, then AP is nothing but AP is this square means R square minus इसका स्क्वायर, R minus A का होल स्क्वायर. And if you see what is AP, then it would be R square minus R square minus A square and plus 2AR. You can do the calculation. ठीक है ना, आपको कैसे कैसे तोड़ना है आप इसको तोड़ लीजिए. R square is cancelled with R square and it is nothing but 2AR minus A square. पहली बात तो ये. इतना आने के बाद ही आपको ऑप्शन में दिख जाएगा कौन सा ऑप्शन सही है. तो ये दोनों तो गलत है, ये दोनों में से कोई सही होगा. लेट अस चेक. अभी और मुझे चेक करना पड़ेगा. So now if you further move, then suppose if it has just left the surface, this ball it has just left the surface, this surface. In that condition, this F about this point I have to take means if suppose the question is find the minimum value of F applied perpendicular to the link where O is the center of the ball of the mass and radius are required to lift the ball. Just lift the ball I am taking. So suppose if it has left the ground and if we are thinking equilibrium at that point, if we are thinking equilibrium of this ball at that time when it has left the ground, in that case I can take net torque. If I had taken the equilibrium about this point, then net torque about P is equal to 0. If I had thought about the equilibrium condition when it has just left the ground, okay, so in that condition F into R, ये इसको इधर लेके जाना चाह रहा है means clockwise, and that must be equal to mg into, it is now in this direction, mg into the perpendicular distance between them is this one AP, and AP is nothing but root under 2AR minus A square. You can see here. Okay, so this F is nothing but mg root under 2AR minus A square upon R. ठीक है. अगर इसको पूरे अच्छे तरीके से उठाना है, ऊपर तक लेके जाना है, तो F must be greater than this F. Suppose if the force is F dash, then F dash must be greater than F. मुझसे ये नहीं पूछ रहा है, मुझसे मिनिमम पूछ रहा है, तो मिनिमम इज दिस वन. आपको एटलीस्ट इतना तो लगाना ही पड़ेगा, इससे कम में कोई गुंजाइश नहीं है. ठीक है. सो व्हाट इज द आंसर? दिस वन इज द आंसर. यू कैन सी. ओके, सो यू हैव टू जस्ट बैलेंस द टॉर्क फॉर मिनिमम फोर्स, and after that if you increase the amount of force, it will certainly come to this surface, elevated surface. Okay, so note it down. Again this is a very good question, but nothing else. आपको बस इतना ध्यान रखना है कि जब ये लेफ्ट करेगा यहाँ से तो कौन सा कंडीशन लेना है, ग्राउंड पर वाला या लेफ्ट वाला. तो आंसर है लेफ्ट वाला. क्यों? क्योंकि लेफ्ट वाले में एक फोर्स चला जाएगा और उठाने का ही तो सवाल पूछ रहा है. रेडियस आर रिक्वायर्ड टू लिफ्ट द बॉल. ठीक है. Okay, note it down by pausing the video. Okay, now you can see, my dear student, if I am talking about the difficulty level of this problem, it is 5 and time taken, if you know how to calculate it, the time is 60 seconds. Otherwise if you don't know the concept, you cannot solve this problem at all. Okay, so write it down. Now student, proceeding for the next question. Okay my dear student, come to question number 14, and in question number 14 it is saying stopping potential of emitted photoelectron is V when monochromatic light of wavelength lambda incident on a metal surface. Okay, if wavelength of light incident becomes 3 lambda, stopping potential of photoelectrons becomes V by 4. Then the threshold wavelength of metal is k lambda, then k will be. So this is a question of from modern physics. जब आप फोटो इलेक्ट्रिक इफेक्ट पढ़ रहे थे तो वहाँ से ये सवाल है, और ये सवाल है आइंस्टाइन इक्वेशन ऑफ फोटो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. इन द टर्म्स ऑफ मैक्सिमम काइनेटिक एनर्जी जो आप पढ़े होंगे। तो अगर वो ध्यान में है तो दिस क्वेश्चन इज वेरी सिंपल, दिस क्वेश्चन इज ओनली फॉर्मूला बेस्ड। अगर आपको फॉर्मूला याद हो तो मैं बताऊं कि अच्छा यहाँ पे पूछा गया है द थ्रेशोल्ड वेवलेंथ ऑफ मेटल इज के लेमडा, मीन्स यू वेर आस्किंग अबाउट वर्क फंक्शन। आप वर्क फंक्शन लेके आइए मेटल का, वर्क फंक्शन कितना है। अगर वर्क फंक्शन आ गया फाई, देन यू कैन इजिली कैलकुलेट phi is equal to hc by lambda, and from where you can calculate lambda is equal to whatever, then you can have the value of k. So these things you have to do. So I am just doing it. Suppose now what is ke max? आपने पढ़ा होगा ke max का फॉर्मूला। ke max is nothing but hc upon lambda जो आपने दिया माइनस फाइव, ये इक्वेशन है, ठीक है। And in terms of electron volt, if I am writing, if in terms of stopping potential, if we want to write this equation, then so many students you are aware of this formula. This is EV. Okay, this kinetic energy, maximum kinetic energy will be totally converted into potential energy, and the potential energy can be written as E into V, where V is stopping potential, as you all aware about it. Okay, so here you can write the formula like this: Hc upon lambda is equal to EV plus phi. I am just using this condition. So at first condition it is okay. Lambda is lambda, कितना वेवलेंथ आ रहा है तो lambda, और उसका स्टॉपिंग पोटेंशियल कितना है तो V. I am just taking this and suppose the work function of the metal is phi. Okay, so this equation is first, and from the second case it is 3 lambda, and this becomes EV by 4, and it becomes okay, my dear student. So in the first case it is nothing but hc upon lambda it EV plus phi, because at first case we had incident a light of wavelength lambda, and in that case you would have a stopping potential is V. Okay, so this is the fine equation for the first case. Now if we want to just find the equation for second case, in second case we are incidenting light of wavelength 3 lambda, and this stopping potential had become 4, V upon 4, and this is plus phi. Phi will not change, my dear student. Why phi will not change? Because phi is work function of the metal, and work function of the metal is just the property of any metal. It will not change. कि कितने वेवलेंथ का आप लाइट इंसिडेंट करा रहे हो उसको उससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है. इट इज द जस्ट प्रॉपर्टी ऑफ एनी मेटल. कितना भी करो वो फाई रहेगा. सो इट इज सेकेंड केस. नाउ यू हैव टू जस्ट पुट द इक्वेशन. सो हियर you can see, take this equation, because what is threshold wavelength? So phi is equal to hc upon lambda t. The minimum wavelength required to just eject an electron from a metal surface, that is called a work function. Okay, so this phi is equal to hc upon lambda t. Lambda t is threshold wavelength. So many students you are much aware of this problem. Okay, this relation phi is equal to hc upon lambda t. So we want lambda t. Now this is threshold wavelength. It means I want an equation of phi with respect to lambda. Okay, तो थोड़ा दिमाग लगाएं, और दिमाग लगाने के बाद इसमें देखिए hc upon 3 lambda, ev upon 4 और ये phi. तो दिक्कत तो ये ev कर रहा है. अगर ev को भी हम lambda के टर्म्स में लिख लें तो phi तो lambda के टर्म्स में आ ही जाएगा. तो आंसर है यस. बात तो सही है. तो मैंने क्या करा कि ev यहाँ से ev का वैल्यू लिया, दैट इज hc upon lambda माइनस phi, और उस वैल्यू को हम यहाँ पे पुट कर दिए, एंड देन वी आर हैविंग. So you can see here EV is equal to hc upon lambda minus phi. Just put this value here. You will get hc upon 3 lambda is equal to EV is nothing but hc upon lambda minus phi upon 4. Yes, I am just taking here minus this way like this. Okay, so you can see it becomes hc upon 3 lambda minus hc upon 4 lambda and plus 5 by 4. You can just make the calculation on yourself. आपको जैसे सुविधा हो आप कैलकुलेशन तो कर ही सकते हैं. नाउ इफ आई एम टेकिंग hc upon lambda कॉमन, सो इट इज 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4, and this is 5 minus 5 by 4. If you do the calculation you will get hc upon 12 lambda. आप कैलकुलेशन खुद से कर लीजिए, and this becomes 3 5 by 4. This is 4 3 is 12. And I am just doing the calculation here. So phi is equal to, you can see my dear student, hc upon 9 lambda. Okay, and if you take the relation of phi, you can see hc upon लेमडा टी, आप जस्ट दोनों को कंपेयर करिए, आप दोनों कंपेयर करेंगे तो यहाँ 5 5, यहाँ HCSC, यहाँ लेमडा टी, तो ये भी बराबर होने वाला है. सो लेमडा टी इज 9 लेमडा. तो यू कैन सी द वैल्यू ऑफ k इज इक्वल टू 9. यू कैन सी द वैल्यू ऑफ k इज इक्वल टू 9. एंड आपके पास था 3, 6, 9 एंड 2. तो आंसर वुड बी 9. So this is the answer. Okay, my dear student. So it is very simple question. If you know the formula correctly, then in this problem there is nothing. ठीक है, बस फॉर्मूला लगाइए और आंसर पाइए. You can note it down by pausing the video. Okay. Now if, my dear student, if I am talking about the difficulty level of this problem, this problem is not so difficult, so it is 4, and its ideal time to solve this problem is not more than 80 seconds. This is the maximum for an average student. और जो दिमाग जो those are very have greater IQ, he or she can solve within 60 seconds. Okay, but for an average student it must take 80 seconds. अगर आपको पता है फॉर्मूला then you can solve, नहीं पता है आप माथा पीट के रह जाओगे, सवाल नहीं बनने वाला. So this is a totally formula based question. Okay students, my dear students, now proceed for the next question, question number 15. Okay my dear student, now come to question number 15. The fundamental frequency of two identical strings x and y are 450 Hz and 300 Hz respectively. Then find the ratio of tension in string x and y will be. You have to find the ratio of tension in x and y will be. This question is again very simple, very simple. If you know the fundamental frequency, suppose there are 3 cases, one in fixed, one in free, both in free and both in fixed. Take any of the cases, because here it is find the frequency of two identical strings x and y. So in this case just take one condition, any one, either one in the free or one in fixed for both the x means take the condition of either one in free and one in fixed for both the string. Either you should take both in fixed for both the string, either you can take both in free for both the string. Okay, because the string is in identical case. Okay, now this, if I am just taking the both in fixed condition, then it is nothing but n upon 2l, and it is root under t upon mu. Okay, now again if you can see this string is identical string. If it is identical string, then you can see so that mu1, suppose it is mu x is equal to mu y, means the mass per unit length of both the string are equal, that is mu x is equal to mu y. It is given to you now. And if it is identical string, then its length should also be equal, Lx is equal to Ly. So it is nothing. You can see first for the first case it is 450 Hz. Write it down, n. If it is fundamental frequency, the value of n is 1 and it is 2 Lx root under Tx upon mu x. Okay. Divide it by the second case, second is 300 and it is 1 upon 2 Ly and root under Ty upon mu y. Is it okay? And if you can see, my dear student, Lx is equal to Ly and mu x is equal to mu y. So you can see this term is getting cancelled. This mu y is getting cancelled with this mu x. And you can simply see there is a variation of tension. That's why there, although the strings are identical, but their fundamental frequencies are different. Why it is so? So it is because the tension in both the string is unequal, means that are not equal. So you have to just find the ratio of the tension between the two strings. So suppose the ratio, suppose the tension in x string is Tx and in y string it is Ty. You have to find simply Tx upon Ty. Is it okay? Okay. So my dear student, if you see, it will become like this. Tx upon Ty is equal to 450 upon, suppose if you just make it simpler, this is 3 by 2. Okay, so this is 3 by 2, and if you just square both sides, you will get Tx upon Ty is equal to 9 by 4. So this is the relation. So this is the ratio of required tension such that X has got its fundamental frequency 450 Hz and Y has got its fundamental frequency 300 Hz. Okay, so just choose the answer from the given option. Now the given option is how? Given option is root under 2 by 3, 9 by 4. Yeah, this is the answer. 9 by 4. So all are wrong, and only second is correct. This one. So this question is very simple. If you know the formula, this is quite easy. You can note it down, student. Okay. Now, if a student talking about its difficulty level, if we are talking about its difficulty level, it is not more than 2. It is only there. If you know the formula, this question might take less than 40 seconds to solve. Okay, you can also solve it in mind also. दिमाग से भी solve किया जा सकता है इसको. Okay, so yeah, so write it down. Proceeding for the next question, dear student. So my dear student, now this is question number 16. So what question number 16 says, a capacitor of capacity 5 microfarad is charged up to 220 volt and is disconnected from a battery. Now charged 5 microfarad is connected by another uncharged capacitor of 2 microfarad capacitor. Find heat loss in the process. It is very easy question, my dear friend. You can see initially, if you see, it is like this. This is 5 microfarad, okay, charged to, suppose like this, 220 volt, and it is connected to an uncharged capacitor of 2.5 microfarad. It is like this, okay. Now if you just switch off, suppose in the first case, if I am just saying what is UI, means what is the energy stored at this condition, initial condition. So this has got not any charge, this has got charge. How much charge? If it is, you can see it is 110 microcoulomb charge, and it is minus 1100 microcoulomb charge. This charge this is having, and this is not charged, uncharged. So what is initial potential energy of this system? In this system there are two capacitors, although it has got not any charge, so energy for this capacitor is 0, and for this capacitor the energy is half CV square, that is half C5 into V square, that is 220 square. Okay, so it is nothing but 5 into I'm writing it is 220 square so it is 24. I had divided by 2. Calculation आप खुद कर सकते हो, and it is divided by multiplied by 5. It is 1 to 1 into 10 to the 1 minute. Yes. Okay. So 121000 into 10 to the power 6. 10 to the power minus 6 joule. So it is nothing but 121 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. ये initial energy है. Okay. Now at the final condition, it would have like this. You can see. If you switch on it and at t tends to infinity, if you say, suppose this contains x charge and this contains minus x charge, then this contains what? 1100, means there is not any battery in this system. इसको कनेक्ट करने के बाद क्या होगा, इसमें से कुछ चार्ज रिडिस्ट्रीब्यूट होगा, मीन्स सपोज x चार्ज यहाँ से चला गया तो यहाँ बच गया 100 माइनस x, एंड हेयर इट इज माइनस 1100 माइनस x. ये दिस इज द सिनेरियो. ओके, और ये तब तक इस पे चार्ज जाएगा जब तक कि दोनों का पोटेंशियल सेम ना हो जाए. Okay, means potential difference across this capacitor must be equal to potential difference across this capacitor. Okay, so by using this condition, that potential difference of both the capacitors should be same, then only charge moving from this capacitor to this capacitor will stop. So what is the potential difference of this? This is 5 microfarad and this is 2.5 microfarad. Okay, now what is suppose you know the formula Q is equal to CV, then V is equal to Q upon C. Okay, just write down for both the capacitor, means x upon 2.5, x upon 2.5, that is voltage, and here it is 1100 minus x upon 5. In this condition it will stop sending charge. Okay, now just solve it. If you solve, it is by divided by 2, it is 2x plus x and is equal to 1100. Okay, so x would be equal to nothing but 1100 upon 3. 1100 upon 3. So this is x basically. Now after that, dear student, it has got the charge of 1100 upon 3. This is minus 1100 upon 3 and this has got 1100 minus 1100 by 3. So लिखता हूँ, पहले आप इसे लिख लीजिए. You can write it down and remember this thing, ui. Okay. Okay. So now see. So in this condition, if you see, my dear student, ui is 1 to 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. ये याद करने के योग्य है. Now this capacitor has got 1100 by 3 and now this capacitor will have 1100 minus 1100 by 3. So this has got if you see 1 minus 1 is 2 by 3, यानी कि 2200 upon 3 microcoulomb. Okay, now what is UF? If you see about UF, now what is UF? So final energy you can also find by this capacitor having the charge of 2200 upon 3 and this is having 1100 upon 3. So you can just take Q square upon 2C, because another formula of potential energy of any capacitor is Q square upon 2C. ठीक है, दोनों से हम निकाल सकते हैं, but that would be lengthier calculation. It is easy to calculate this V. If you calculate this V, this is the potential difference of both the capacitor, because both the capacitor have equal potential difference. That is why sending of charge is stopped from here to here. Just calculate this V and use the formula half C equivalent into V square. This is easy formula. You can also take Q square upon 2C for both the capacitors, but I am just using to calculate V. Now what is the common potential V? So common potential V is V is Q upon C. So Q is 1100 upon 3. You can use any of the capacitor. 1100 upon 3. This is Q upon C. Now C is what? 2.5 for this capacitor. So it is nothing but, you can see this is cancelled. 25 4 ja 440. So this is 440 by 3 volt. Okay, someone says कि सर क्या हम इसको यूज कर सकते हैं? बिल्कुल यूज कर सकते हैं. आप देखिए उतना ही आएगा. It is 2200 upon 3 into 5. If you see 5 4 ja 540, it is 440 by 3 volt. So both will be same. You can take any capacitor, and it has also got some logic also, because at this juncture of time potential difference of both the capacitor is same. So you can take any capacitor to calculate the volt, because the voltage is same for both of the capacitor. Is it okay? Okay. Now I should use the formula for this case. If I had found the common potential difference, then UF must be equal to half C equivalent into V square. V is what? Potential difference of both the capacitors. So what is C equivalent? In this case, if the potential difference of this capacitor is same to the potential difference of this capacitor, you can see for the equal potential difference, the capacitor should be connected in parallel combination. So both capacitors are connected in parallel combination. So for the parallel combination, the equivalent capacitance is what? 5 plus 2.5, that is 7.5. 7.5 into V square. V is what? 440 upon 3 square. Okay. So my dear student, if we calculate these things, it would be 440 okay, square divided by 440 square into 7.5 divided by 2, it is 726 upon 3,000 into 10 to the power minus 6 joule. Okay, so if you just rearrange these things, actually it is 9, sorry. Okay, so if you just manipulate it, it will be 726. I am writing here. Write it down first. I am writing it here. So UF is equal to, my dear student, it is 726 by 9 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. Okay, so you can see here. Let us check once. 440 square divided by 2 into 7.5. Yeah, okay. So now, what is heat loss to the capacitor? You can just have Ui minus U initial and UF. सो इनिशियल में जो एनर्जी था और अब भी जो एनर्जी है, सो इसमें से जब इसको घटाएंगे तो जो एनर्जी बचेगा दैट विल बी means that will be lost through the heat through the wires of the capacitor. So that is nothing but it is 121 minus 726 upon 9 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. You have to simply calculate it. So 121 minus 726 divided by 9. So it is 40 by 3, 40.33 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. It is somewhat calculative, nothing else. It is if you just see it in a numerator and denominator fraction form, it would be 121 by 3 into 10 to the power minus 3 joule. So somewhat calculative, and just check the answer. Yeah, this is the answer. Okay. So in this question, you should know about this formula. If you know this formula, this is okay. कहने का मतलब है अगर ओवरऑल देखा जाए तो इनिशियली में जितनी एनर्जी मेरे कैपेसिटर के पास है और फाइनल में जितना बचा, सपोज इनिशियली में हमारे पास 9 जूल का एनर्जी है और बाद में हमारे पास 5 जूल ही बचा, तो 4 जूल कहाँ चला गया? तो 4 जूल चला गया कि वो जो वायर से होके जो गुजरा, तो देयर इज अ लॉस ऑफ हीट ऑल्सो, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड हीट लॉस ड्यू टू कैपेसिटर. ठीक है, वही हीट लॉस आपको ui माइनस यूएफ से निकल गया. सपोज इफ देयर इज बैटरी, देयर इज अनदर फॉर्मूला ui माइनस इन ब्रैकेट WB वर्क डन बाय बैटरी माइनस फाइनल एनर्जी. ओके, सो इन दिस वे यू कैन फाइंड दिस heat loss to from the capacitor. So this is the answer. This is somewhat calculative but not so hard. If I am saying about the difficulty level of this problem, so my dear student, if we talk about the difficulty level of the problem, difficulty level, it is not more than 4. Okay, and time, yeah, it will take 120 seconds because it is calculative somewhat. Okay, so write it down. Okay, proceeding for the next question, my dear student. Okay, my dear student, now see question number 17. Question number 17 says what? Angular velocity of the smooth parabolic wire y is equal to 4cx square about axis of parabola in vertical plane. If bead of mass m does not slip at AB, that is the coordinate given will be, and the figure is given to you like this. This is a parabola. Okay, in this parabola there is a bead, and this is the axis of parabola, and this bead is rotating about the axis of the parabola, about this axis like this. Suppose if this is a parabola like this, तो bead is rotating in this axis like this, ऐसे ऐसे कर रहा है. ठीक है, तो it is saying that if bead of mass m does not slip at AB, means suppose this coordinate, at this coordinate it is not slipping. Not slipping means what? मीन्स कि ये मान लो ऐसे गोला करते 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 नीचे जब आया है, ऊपर से सपोज करो ऐसे गोल घूमते 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 जब ये इस पॉइंट पे पहुंचा है, तो ये स्लिप नहीं कर रहा है. स्लिप नहीं कर रहा है मतलब व्हाट? द मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ फोर्स इन दिस डायरेक्शन विल मस्ट बी इक्वल टू मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ फोर्स इन दिस डायरेक्शन. दैट्स व्हाई इट डज नॉट स्लिप एट दिस कंडीशन. ओके, सो वी हैव टू यूज दिस कंडीशन टू फाइंड द थिंग. So when it is rotating about this radius, means at this point this is A, at A it will not slip. Okay, so now we have to see the solution, my dear friend. See, you have to find the angular velocity from this, कि अगर ये स्लिप नहीं कर रहा है इस पोजीशन पे, तो इन what is the angular velocity of this? Angular velocity at this point. Okay, so see, this is again a very good question, intuitive question, means you have to just make your mind applicable here कि क्या है एक्सिस ऑफ पैराबोला, क्या है कैसे, दिस वन. ठीक है. नाउ सपोज if the bead is here, then this must be A, and suppose if it is the tangent here, then there must be one thing mg. Okay, if I am sitting here, means I am on the frame of parabola, then from the frame of parabola if we look, then this there must be a pseudo force. अगर हम इसके रिस्पेक्ट में बात करें तो ये m हमको क्या नजर आएगा, अगर हम इस पे बैठे हुए हैं तो मुझे क्या नजर आएगा कि बीड एकदम शांत है, इक्विलिब्रियम में है. इज दिस ओके? क्योंकि वहां पे वो स्लिप नहीं कर रहा है. तो यहाँ पे बैठे, लेकिन एक्चुअली में ये ओमेगा से रोटेट तो कर रहा है. तो किसी रोटेटिंग फ्रेम में अगर हम बैठते हैं तो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू, वी हैव टू ऐड सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स फॉर दैट मास. तो व्हाट इज द सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स हियर? इट इज m omega square a at this position. Okay, now suppose if this is theta, okay, suppose if this is theta, you can see, and here it is n, this is n, and this is somewhere force. Okay, this is mg and this is m omega square a. This is theta, this is 90 minus theta, this must be theta. Okay, now if it is theta, this is 90 minus theta, and this must again be theta. So if we see, this is what is the component of force along this direction? This is m omega square a cos theta. Okay, and what is the, if it is mg, what is the component? This is what, mg cos theta, the component of mg, and here again it is m, इसका भी component इधर आएगा, that is m omega square a sin theta. Okay, और mg का component इधर आएगा mg cos theta, और इधर आएगा क्या, mg sin theta. इतना आपको काम करना है. And just take the relation what I had told earlier, that the magnitude of force in this direction must be equal to magnitude of force in this direction for the condition when it does not slip. You can see it does not slip. The condition is what? Does not slip. So for the case of does not slip, you have to take this force must be equal to this force. Write down, for no slip condition, no slip condition, m omega square a cos theta, that is equal to mg sin theta. So in this way, my dear student, if you see, omega is nothing but g sin theta upon a cos theta. Okay, and this is square. Okay, if you see, it is nothing but omega is equal to root under g upon a cos theta. G upon a cos theta, you can see. Sorry, sin theta upon cos theta is tan theta. Tan theta. Okay. So now, if you have to put the value of tan theta, now what is tan theta? So for tan theta, just write it down. Okay, you can pause the video and write it down. So to calculate tan theta, we know that dy by dx is supposed to be tan theta. और मुझे tan theta कहाँ पे चाहिए, my dear student? At this point. At this point you can see. And this is the angle theta here. Okay. So slope I have to find at this point, where the angle with the x-axis is theta. So just find, so to find tan theta, we have to just do dy by dx. So what is dy by dx कहाँ पे? At x is equal to a, because the coordinate is given to you, x is equal to, for this coordinate ab. So आपको slope चाहिए कहाँ पे? इस point पे. इस point का coordinate तो दिया हुआ है, तो slope अगर यहाँ पे चाहिए तो you have to find dy by dx at this point a. That I had written here. Now find dy by dx. Here y is given to you, y is equal to 4cx square. It is nothing but 8cx, and at x you have to put the value what? A. So just put the value. First find dy by dx, it is 8cx, और x की जगह पे आपको क्या पुट कर देना है? a. So this is the value of tan theta. Just put the value of tan theta in this equation, you will get the answer. Put the value of tan theta in relation of omega, that is equal to, omega is equal to root under g and here it is upon a into tan theta is 8ca, and you can see a to a is getting cancelled and your omega would be equal to 2, it is 2 root 2 gc. So this is the answer. Okay, so just find from the option this, yeah, this. So this is the answer. In this way you can find the answer. Again it is a very good question. कोई इसमें बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं है, आपको बस पहचानना था कि डज नॉट स्लिप में क्या होता है. अगर डज नॉट स्लिप में क्या होता है तब अगर पता है और आपको पता है कि इसमें आफ्टर सिटिंग इनटू द रोटेटिंग फ्रेम व्हाट यू हैव टू ऐड टू दिस mass, you have to just add m omega square a, that is centrifugal force, and you have to manipulate these two forces, means this forces and this forces, such that the force along the tangent must be equal to 0 for no slip condition, and then you can easily get the answer. Now you will get the value of tan theta from where? From dy by dx. The y is given to you. Okay, so in this way you have to find the answer. This is a very good question again, dear student. Write it down by pausing the video. Okay, now my dear student, if I have to say about the difficulty level of this problem, so difficulty level of this problem is, yeah, it is 6, and time to do this problem, अगर आपको आता है तो you will solve in less than 60 seconds, but I would take to be 80 seconds if you know all the concept. For an average student, if he knows each and every concept, then then he or she will not take more than 80 seconds to solve this. अगर आपको आता है ये सारे कंसेप्ट पता है, जैसे कि मैंने बताया आपको कुछ सवाल छोड़ने के लिए आते हैं, ये सवाल उनमें से एक है. अगर आपको नहीं आता है ये सवाल तो इसको छोड़ के आगे निकल जाइए. अदरवाइज अगर आपको ये सारे कंसेप्ट नहीं पता है, आप ये सवाल नहीं बना पाएंगे और अननेसेसरी दैट विल बी द वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम. ओके, सो एनीवे जिसे आता है वो कर सकते हैं. यू कैन लीव दिस क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो. ओके, बट इफ यू नो ऑल द कंसेप्ट, 80 seconds is the maximum part of the time an average student should take. Okay, so student, proceeding for the next question, question number 18. Okay, my dear student, see question number 18. In a standard YDAC slit, in a standard YDAC, slit width is 1 mm and distance of screen from the slit is 1 meter. It is given to you. Now, if wavelength is 632 nanometer and bright fringe formed at y is equal to 1.270 nanometer, the find a path difference for the point. This question is again very simple. It is the basic question. You can see from YDAC, you can see the basic formation of YDAC. This is the standard setup. This is given to you, screen distance from the slit. This slit is what? D is equal to 1 mm. Okay, and this is D. So this is given to you 1 meter, and suppose it is the bright fringe is getting formed at this point. Okay, so and you know that if this is theta, this must be D sin theta, and this is basically what the path difference, delta x. Now this you have to find. So it is very simple to you now. This is y. This is y. So if we say, dear student, delta x is nothing but d sin theta. Okay, and student, for the standard YDAC setup, we can see that this theta is very small. If this theta is very small, then sin theta can be written as d theta, and this theta can be written as d tan theta. Okay, so this is very simple. So now delta x is equal to what? D into tan theta. Now what is tan theta? So dear student, tan theta is nothing but, if you see in this triangle, this and this triangle, if you see, tan theta is nothing but y upon d. So just put the value y upon d, and now delta x is d is 1 mm, so 1 mm you can write 10 to the power minus 3, and if you see y, it is y given to be 1.270 nanometer. Just put the value 1.270 nanometer into 10 to the power minus 9 upon d is 1 meter. Okay, so just you have to manipulate the answer. It is delta x is nothing but 1.270 into 10 to the power minus 9 and minus 3, that is 10 to the power minus 12 meter. See the answer? Okay. I think sorry, it is given to be millimeter. It is given to be millimeter. Okay, so write down millimeter 10 to the power minus 3, and now it is 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, so now you can check the answer. It is 10 to the power minus 6. I can write down it in micro, so the answer would be this one, 1.27 micro. Micro means 10 to the power minus 6. Okay, my dear students, so for this case the path difference is 1.27 micrometer, and this is the answer. Okay. Okay, so you can write it down by pausing the video. Now student, if we talk about the difficulty level of this problem, if we talk about the difficulty level of this problem, this is not more than 2, and the time to solve this question is not more than 40 seconds. So an average student should do this problem in less than 40 seconds. Okay. Okay, so let us proceed for the question number 19. Okay student, see question number 19. Question number 19 says, a proton enters a uniform magnetic field of 2 millitesla at an angle of 60 degree with the magnetic field with the speed 10 meter per second. Find the pitch of the path. Now you have to find the pitch of the path in this case. Now this is again the question of force, means basically the magnetic field, force on a charge when it is moving in a magnetic field. So, and the charge is projected at an angle of 60 degree with the magnetic field. Okay, so in this case it makes a helical path. So see, actually this is a very easy problem. Suppose this is B, okay, and the electron is entering at an angle 60 degree with the magnetic field. Okay, and the speed of the electron is 10 meter per, not it is electron, it is basically proton. Okay, so it is moving with this speed at an angle of 60 degree from the magnetic field. This is magnetic field. So B is given to be how much? 2 millitesla. 2 millitesla. Okay. Okay. Now it will move what? It will move like, suppose this component is how much? This is V sine 60 degree, and this is V cos 60 degree. Okay, we'll have the formula for time period also, but see first how this question can be solved. So this proton, this has mass m and q. Mass of the proton we know, and q of the proton, charge of the proton we also know. Okay, this proton will move like this, like this. Okay, ये ऐसे ऐसे हेलिक्स बना के मूव करेगा, ठीक है, and the distance between these two circle is called its pitch. Now this we have to find. Now what is this pitch? You can see, my dear student, कि for V cos 60 which is aligned in this direction, if we know, if you can see V cos 60 is along the direction of B. Okay, आपको ये पता है कि Q is equal to V cross B होता है, ठीक है, और मैग्नीट्यूड की बात करें तो इट इज क्यू वी बी साइन थीटा होता है. ओके, नाउ एंगल बिटवीन V cos 60 and B is what? Angle between V cos 60 and this B is what? 0 degree. So if you put 0 degree, then the force is what? 0. So for this component, for V cos 60, the force is 0 and there is not any force for this charge. So in this case, for v cos 60 the force is 0, which means the acceleration is also 0 in this direction. Means suppose it has got two x and y. So if fx is 0, then acceleration in x direction is also 0. Then it will move in this direction with a constant speed or velocity of this one. Okay, so suppose this is x, then x must be what? X must be v cos 60 into t. Now what is t? The time period. Means जितने देर में ये एक बार ऐसे घूम के फिर से वापस उसी पोजीशन पे पहुंच जाता है, मीन्स एक बार यहाँ से चला और फिर यहीं पहुंच गया, मीन्स दैट इज वन टाइम पीरियड. तो यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट वन टाइम पीरियड विद द हेल्प ऑफ दिस v sin 60. ये v sin 60 क्या है? परपेंडिकुलर है b से, यू कैन सी दिस वन. और ये क्या करेगा? गोला बनाने में काम आएगा. तो वी कैन सी लाइक दिस. सपोज ये है v sin 60 से मूव कर रहा है एंड दिस इज मैग्नेटिक फील्ड b, जो कि सपोज ऊपर की तरफ है, हम लोग इधर से देख रहे हैं. सो इट इज 2 मिली टेस्ला. ओके, एंड वी नो दैट एफ क्यू वी, दैट इज एफ इज इक्वल टू क्यू वी बी. सो क्यू वी क्या लेंगे? v sin 60, v q b, and b is how much? Suppose it is b. Okay, and that must be equal to mv square by r. mv square by r. So my dear student, this is the अच्छा, this v is what? v sin 60 का whole square, and you can see that v sin 60 is cancelled with v sin 60. Okay, now my student, if it is r, then what is the time period? Time period is nothing but this distance divided by this speed. So see what I am writing, 2 pi r upon v sin 60. Okay, 2 pi r upon v sin 60. So this time period is nothing but 2 pi upon 2 pi, that is r upon v sin 60. It is nothing but just shift m here, means it is q b upon m is equal to v sin 60 upon r. Just reverse it, you will find m upon qb, m upon qb. दिस इज द टाइम पीरियड. अगर आपको ये याद है तो आप सीधा सीधा यहाँ पुट करके आंसर निकाल सकते हैं. नहीं याद है तो यू विल नीड एन एक्स्ट्रा टाइम टू कैलकुलेट दिस वन. हालांकि ये बड़ा ही फेमस फॉर्मूला है जो आपको याद होना चाहिए. टाइम पीरियड ऑफ अ चार्ज मूविंग इन अ सर्कल इन अ यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. अगर चार्ज यूनिफॉर्म मैग्नेटिक फील्ड में मूव कर रहा है तो इट विल मूव इन अ सर्कुलर पाथ, और उसका टाइम पीरियड क्या होता है? दिस वन, 2 pi m upon qb. ओके ओके, then x is nothing but v cos 60 into time period is 2 pi m upon qb. Okay, so now you have to find cos 60 से ये चला जाएगा 2. now put all the values. x is equal to v is 10 into pi रहने दीजिए क्योंकि आंसर पाई में है, तो पाई छोड़ दीजिए. okay, so 10 into pi, and m is given to be what? 2 milli Tesla. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. Put in SI units. No, sorry, m is ना, m is आपको पता है m क्या होता है? 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, and q is what? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into b. b is what? 2 into 10 to the power minus 3. So yeah, these things you have to just put the, because for proton we know q is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19, and for m we know, means mass of the proton is what? 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. You can see here. Now just make the calculation. I am just making the approximate calculation my dear student. अगर approximate calculation देखोगे तो ये 1.6 लगभग इसके बराबर ये कैंसिल हो जाएगा. ओके, और 2 से ये 5 बार में कैंसिल हो जाएगा. ओके, सो वी आर हैविंग 5 पाई इंटू, अब 10 वाले सारे टर्म्स को देख लो. 19 और 3 हो गया 21, सॉरी 22, और ऊपर जाएगा 22 तो कट जाएगा 10 टू द पावर minus 5. देख लीजिए 22 5 27 होता है. अब इसको मैनिपुलेट करिए, यू कैन हैव दिस वन, और आंसर 50 पाई. यस, आप क्या करिए 5 पाई में 10 टू द पावर माइनस 5 में 10 से मल्टीप्लाई करके 10 से डिवाइड कर दीजिए। डिवाइड वाला यहाँ -6 कर देगा और 10 वाला इसको 50 कर देगा। सो आंसर इज 50 माइक्रोमीटर, 50 माइक्रोमीटर या। सो आंसर इज दिस वन। कैलकुलेशन इजीली किया जा सकता है, आपको जरूरी नहीं कि आप एग्जैक्ट वैल्यू निकालोगे तो आपको प्राइज मिलेगा। यू हैव टू जस्ट फाइंड वन आंसर फ्रॉम दिस 4 गिवन थिंग। ओके, सो इन दिस वे यू हैव टू, दिस क्वेश्चन इज इजी if you know this formula, this is very famous formula, you should know it. But if you don't know formula, this you need some extra time to calculate this formula. Okay, then after put this value and just make the calculation. So note it down by pausing the video. Okay, so now dear student, if we talk about the difficulty level of the problem, you will get difficulty level of the problem, it is rather not more than 4. Okay, and time, if you don't know this step, then it will take 100 seconds to solve, not more than that, if you don't know this. But if you know this thing, 60 seconds is more than enough. Okay, but I am just taking that portion also. So this question will not take more than 100 seconds for an average student. Okay, so note it down. So proceeding for question number 20. So dear student, now come to question number 20. A charged particle having charge q and speed v is moving in xy plane in x direction. It enters in a region of uniform electric field directed in y direction and extended up to x is equal to 0 to x is equal to d. Then what is the equation of path in terms of d? इट इज़ अ वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन। आप इसको बस क्या करें, आप इसका फिगर बनाएं। इफ़ यू जस्ट ड्रॉ द फिगर यू विल गेट ईच एंड एवरीथिंग। सी, इफ यू ड्रॉ द फिगर ऑफ दिस, सपोज दिस इज एक्स एंड सपोज दिस इज वाई। ओके, सो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज इन दिस डायरेक्शन, वाई डायरेक्शन इट इज गिवन टू यू, यू कैन सी यूनिफॉर्म इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इन डायरेक्शन वाई डायरेक्शन, और ये मूव कर रहा है इन दिस डायरेक्शन विद स्पीड v। ओके, हम लोगों को दोस्तों ये पता है कि वेलोसिटी जो होता है वो हमेशा एक्सेलरेशन के डायरेक्शन को, कांस्टेंट एक्सेलरेशन का जब केस होता है तो वेलोसिटी, जैसे सपोज करें इस पे एक्सेलरेशन किस डायरेक्शन में होगा, सपोज दिस पार्टिकल इज q एंड मास m। तो आपको पता है अगर ये चार्ज q है और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इधर है, तो इन दिस इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड q इज, सपोज दिस पार्टिकल q इज एक्सपीरियंसिंग अ फोर्स qe एंड दिस qe इज इक्वल टू m इंटू a। ये तो सिंपल सी बातें हैं, a is equal to qe by m, simple. This is the acceleration. And what is the direction of acceleration? In the direction of electric field. Okay, so what is the direction of electric field? In this direction. So also acceleration का जो direction होगा वो भी हो जाएगा qe by m. Okay, ignoring if you see the answer there is nowhere g, means just ignore mg, means weight you have to neglect. Okay, just focus on only this force. Okay, just focus on the force which is experienced by this charge only due to electric field, not because of the gravitation of earth. Okay, so if we just take the effect of this electric field in this direction, you will get acceleration is equal to qe by m, and it will also be in the direction electric field like this. Okay, and you can see the electric field is constant, q is constant and m is constant, means acceleration is a constant. In the constant acceleration case, we know that either our particles should move in a straight line if velocity and acceleration both are in same direction, and if velocity and acceleration are not in same direction but acceleration is constant, it will form a parabola. ये हम लोग अपने बचपन के ज्ञान से जानते हैं। So और उसमें भी एक बात और जानते हैं कि ये वेलोसिटी धीरे धीरे एक्सेलरेशन के पाथ को मूव करता है, so it is just forming a path like this. ओके तो ये इस तरीके का पाथ ले रहा है बच्चों, और सपोज कर लीजिए कि यहां वो x इज इक्वल टू 0 से चला है और वो सपोज ये यहां x इज इक्वल टू d तक पहुंचा है, x इज इक्वल टू d तक पहुंचा है. ओके, you have to find now what is this coordinate. Suppose if I am taking it, if I am taking this y, then this is the coordinate d and y. So you have to find this y. Okay, now you have to find y in the terms of d, जिसे हम लोग इक्वेशन ऑफ प्रोजेक्टाइल बोलते थे, इक्वेशन ऑफ पाथ, वही आपको निकालना है. Means you have to find y in the terms of t, that is equation of parabola you have to find. Okay, चलिए निकालते हैं, कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. सपोज करिए कोई यहां से यहां तक t टाइम में गया है, and you can see in this direction acceleration is 0, ax is 0. Suppose this ay is qe upon m, it is okay, but x is 0, means it is moving in this direction with constant speed and it is moving in this direction with an acceleration. Means what I want to say that if we take first in x direction, then it must be कि v into t, v into suppose if it is t, means यहाँ से यहाँ तक जाने का समय t लगा है, तो v into t is equal to d. Okay, now t is equal to what? d upon v. Just mark it first equation. Okay, now focus on y. If you focus on y, then if you know the equation of motion s is equal to ut plus half a t square, then my dear student write y is in positive direction, write it positive, it is okay, and initially in y direction the velocity is 0, so this is 0 into t, that will be 0, plus again the acceleration is in this direction, so it is 1 by 2 qe by m, और जिस समय वो यहाँ पहुँचा है उसी समय में वो यहाँ भी पहुँचेगा. ऐसा थोड़ी नहीं कि दो पार्टिकल है, इधर कोई और चल रहा है उधर कोई और चल रहा है, नहीं, यही पार्टिकल चल रहा है. हम अलग अलग एक्सिस में x और y में सेपरेटली बात करते हैं, जिसमें कि 2D मोशन में आपने पढ़ा होगा. सो इट इज हाफ qe अपॉन m इंटू टी स्क्वायर. नाउ यू हैव टू पुट द वैल्यू ऑफ दिस, y इज इक्वल टू 1 by 2 qe अपॉन m and t is equal to d upon v, so that is d upon v square. Simple. So the answer would be qe upon m d square upon v square, this one. तो कई बच्चे तो इसको डायरेक्टली बना दिए होंगे, मुझे भरोसा है, क्योंकि ये सिंपल देख के भी पता चल जाता है कि आंसर कौन होगा. ठीक है, बट आप इसको मन में भी कर सकते हो. अगर किसी बच्चे का दिमाग अगर बहुत ज़्यादा तेज चलता है तो वो मन में भी सारा कुछ कर सकता है, और विद इन 10 सेकेंड यू कैन आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. बट फॉर एन एवरेज स्टूडेंट you should do this all the things, then you will come to the answer. Okay, so note it down by pausing the video. Okay, now my dear student, if we see the difficulty level of this problem, it is the question of projectile, as you can see. Difficulty level, it is not more than 2. Okay, or you can give 3 also. Okay, and the time for an average student should take not more than 80 seconds is more than enough for an average student. Okay, so in 80 seconds you can do this, you have to be fast for this. Simple. Okay, so now dear student, we'll proceed for the question number 21. Okay, my dear student, the last question we have, question number 21. Here it is given, amplitude of carrier wave and message wave are 5 units and 3 units respectively. Then ratio of maximum and minimum amplitude of modulated wave is. Okay, now dear student, this is the question of amplitude modulation. Okay, so when you studied the chapter communication, in that chapter you had got the topic amplitude modulation. Okay, so if you memorize only the amplitude form of the amplitude modulated wave, you can get the answer like this. In amplitude modulated case, the modulation is like this. like this. Okay, here you will get maximum A max. Okay, so if you basically see the figure, you will get this one, A minimum. Okay, ये है वेव का जो मैक्सिमम एम्पलीट्यूड है, दिस इज द मिनिमम एम्पलीट्यूड. मैक्सिमम एम्पलीट्यूड कितना हो सकता है? A max is the summation of both, means A carrier plus A message. ठीक है, so this is 5 plus 3, and if you talk about A minimum, so it is nothing but this minus message wave, that is 5 minus 3, that is means 5 minus this 3 means this is what? Suppose this is the amplitude of this is the amplitude of what? Carrier wave, A carrier. Okay, this is the amplitude of what? A carrier. Is this okay? And suppose this is the amplitude of message. तो इसमें इस कैरियर में अगर ये जुड़ गया तो दिस बिकम मैक्सिमम, और अगर इसी में से अगर इतना अमाउंट घट गया तो ये बिकम दिस वन, दिस इज ए मिनिमम. सो ए मिनिमम वुड बी 5 minus 3, and this is 5 plus 3 8 unit because it is given in unit, and this is 2 unit. Okay, so you have to find the ratio of maximum amplitude to minimum amplitude. So you can find A max upon A minimum is 8 upon 2, that is 4 unit. Sorry, no unit, it is the ratio 4. So answer would be 2. So you can see how easy the problem is. Okay, so if you have this thing in mind, अगर आपके दिमाग में ये बातें हैं तो ये क्वेश्चन के लिए आपको पेन चलाने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, आप सोच के भी आंसर कर सकते हो विद इन 10 सेकेंड. Is this okay? So in this way we had done all the questions. So if we are talking about the difficulty level of this problem, if you want to write it down by pausing the video. Now if we talk about the difficulty level of this problem, difficulty level of this problem, it is not difficult, so it is 2, and the average time for an average student to calculate this, not more than 50 second or even less than this, 40 second. Within 40 second you can do this. Okay, so in this way we had finished 21 questions, although we have 25 questions, but here we are only having 21 questions. There are 4 questions more. अगर जब आएगा तो मैं फिर से एक वीडियो बनाऊंगा, but here we have 21 questions. Now we analyze all the paper, all the questions. Okay, हम लोग इसका analysis करेंगे थोड़ी देर में. So write it down. Okay, so student, now we are analyzing the paper of 2nd September shift 1. If you see the percentage of question from 11th and 12th, so you will get approximately 60% question are from 11th portion and 40% question are from 12th portion. You can see among 21 question I am saying 60% is from 11th or 40% is from 12th. So also student, do not skip your 11th portion, it is very crucial. You can see here. Okay, it is coming to 57 point something percentage. I am taking just approximate to be 60% from 11th and 40% from 12th. So this is now this 21 questions for if I had taken the time to solve this problem for an average student, if we add all the time, it would be approximately for the 20, I am just speaking about 21 question, total time for this 21 question is coming to be 1380 second. 1380 second, and it is near about 23 minutes. Okay, and to solve 25 question, if I am talking only about physics, you have 25 question and you have to solve it in 1 hour, means 60 minutes. Okay, it is okay, but in 23 minutes we can solve this 21 questions. Suppose if we got 4 questions more, then suppose it is taking 100 seconds per question, then it is only 400 seconds. So if you divide it by 60, you will get in minute. So it is approximately 6 to 7 minutes basically. Okay, take it 6 to 7 minutes more, means apart from it total time this is for 21 question. For 21 question, if you take 7 minute more, 7 minute or okay, total time for 25 question, just taking 100 question per 100 second per question more, then 25 question would be solved in 1780 second, and which is approximately, आप अगर देखोगे इसे तो लगभग 30 मिनट में ये बन जाएगा. तो ये पेपर ज़्यादा टफ नहीं था अभी का पेपर, ये पेपर काफ़ी इजी था. सपोज you are having 60 minutes and you are taking 30 minutes to solve this problem, okay, but take 10 minutes more, take 10 minutes more or 15 minutes more. In 15 minutes, in 45 minutes you can revive and you can do the solution of physics portion, having 15 minutes left, which can be used for other subjects also. Okay, so in this examination physics portion is very easy. So you can see the how JEE Main is easy. Okay, so this is the complete analysis of the paper. Okay, so you can see the paper is very easy, JEE Main is not tough. So just omit the havoc from your mind that JEE Main is tough examination and prepare with very cool mind for next session. Okay, thank you.